ट्रांसलेशन, ओलू ट्रांसलेशन कितनी भयंकर एक्चुअली। बिलाल भाई भी आए थे, अपने थे नहीं।
बोल तो रहा है दिस मीटिंग इज नाउ स्ट्रीमिंग लाइव ऑन दिस।
सही तो है, क्या
लॉन्च नहीं हुआ।
हाँ।
लॉन्च नहीं हुआ अभी तक। अभी इसने एरर
Hi, Emre, can you hear it? You hear it? You hear it? You hear it?
Hello. Hello.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, Farooq.
Okay, thank you very much. So we would start. We would have some proceedings at the start. So you would have to wait.
Okay,
There,
okay, sure.
okay, and but you keep yourself online, right?
Yeah, I will be here, but so are you able to see me now?
Yes, I'm able to see you clearly. You're looking nice.
Okay, thank you. But I will not be able to see you, I guess, right?
You would be just a little bit. We'll turn on the camera, and you will be able to see the audience and everyone. So can you
Oh,
see
okay,
the?
okay, okay. No,
Yeah.
no, no, no rush, no rush, no rush. I will turn off my camera for now, okay?
Okay. So just stay in the session, and then
Right. Okay, no problem. I'm here.
now you can see me, right?
Okay. Hey.
I look your supervisor. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, take care.
the most merciful, the most beneficent. First of all, I would like to request all of you to please kindly turn your mobile phones on silent mode. Also, those who haven't already done so are requested to kindly register themselves at the registration desk. Engineer Mohammad Najib Harun Sahab, Chairman Pakistan Engineering Council, our chief guest for today. Engineer Amirul Islam, President and CEO, Jersey Precast and Affiliates, USA, our keynote speaker. Dr. Mehmet Emre, Director and CM Professor, School of Construction and Design, University of Southern Mississippi, our keynote speaker for today. Engineer Suhail Bashir, Chairman IP Karachi Center. Engineer Professor Dr. Sarosh Hashmat Lodi, Vice Chancellor, NAD University of Engineering and Technology, and convener 13th International Civil Engineering Conference. Engineer Professor, Engineer Farat Adil Sahab, President Institution of Engineers of Pakistan. Engineers Amir Zamir Ahmed Khan Sahab, Secretary General IEP. Engineer Masood Ali Khan Sahab, Chairman IEP Lahore Center. Engineer Muhammad Afzal Guraya, Secretary IP Lahore Center. Professor Dr. Abdul Jabbar Sangi, Chairman Department of Civil Engineering, NAD University Karachi, and co-convener 13th International Civil Engineering Conference. Professor Dr. Asadur Rahman Khan, Dean, Faculty of Civil and Petroleum Engineering, NAD University of Engineering Technology. Engineer Asim Murtaza Khan, NAD International Illinois Network Association. And all of you who are present today, ladies and gentlemen, a very good evening. On behalf of the local Council of Institution of Engineers of Pakistan, Karachi Center, and the Department of Civil Engineering, NAD University of Engineering Technology, I, Samra Masood, welcome you all to this inaugural session of the 13th International Civil Engineering Conference. Organized by the Institution of Engineers of Pakistan, Karachi Center, and NAD University of Engineering Technology, Karachi, in collaboration with the Asian Civil Engineering Coordinating Council, Federation of Engineering Institutions of Islamic Countries, Federation of Engineering Institutions of South and Central Asia, NAD International Alumni Network Association, Balochistan University of Information Technology, Engineering and Management Sciences, Balochistan University of Engineering and Technology, Khusdar, Sir Syed University of Engineering and Technology. ICEC is a regular feature in the calendar of events for Institution of Engineers of Pakistan and NAT UET Karachi. It is being organized frequently for almost 2 decades now. We have a 12th international conference have been organized in the past, and every year ICEC is held under an innovative theme related to contemporary issues relating to civil engineering and socio-economics of the society. This year, the theme for the 13th ICEC 2023 is Creating Global Partnership for Sustainable Development Through Civil Engineering. The theme is aligned with our UN Sustainability Goal 17, which is Partnership for the Goals. To start the proceedings of the conference, I request Dr. Fawad Masood to please come to the rostrum and recite a few verses from the Holy Quran. Sir, please.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم لو أنزلنا هذا القرآن على جبل لرأيته خاشعا متصدعا من خشية الله وتلك الأمثال نضربها للناس لعلهم يتفكرون هو الله الذي لا إله إلا هو عالم الغيب والشهادة هو الرحمن الرحيم والله الذي لا إله إلا هو الملك القدوس السلام المؤمن المهيمن العزيز الجبار المتكبر سبحان الله سبحان الله عما يشركون هو الله الخالق البارئ المصور له الأسماء الحسنى يسبح له ما في السماوات والأرض وهو العزيز الحكيم صدق الله العظيم. In the name of Allah, the most beneficent, the most merciful. Had we sent down this Quran upon mountain, you would have certainly seen it humbled and torn apart in awe of Allah. We set forth such comparisons for people so perhaps they may reflect. He is Allah. There is no God worthy of worship except Him, knower of the seen and unseen. He is the most compassionate, most merciful. He is Allah. There is no God except Him, the King, the most holy, the all perfect, the source of serenity, the watcher of all, the Almighty, the supreme in might, the majestic, glorified is Allah, far above what they associate with Him in worship. He is Allah, the creator, the inventor, the shaper. He alone has the most beautiful names. Whatever is in the heavens and the earth constantly glorifies Him, and He is the Almighty, all wise. Now the Urdu translation. शुरू अल्लाह के नाम से जो बड़ा मेहरबान और नहायत रहम वाला है। अगर नाजिल करते हम ये कुरान किसी पहाड़ पर तो तुम जरूर देखते उसको कि दबा जाता है, फटा पड़ता है अल्लाह के खौफ से। और ये मिसालें बयान करते हैं हम लोगों के लिए ताकि वो गौर व फिक्र करें। वो अल्लाह वही है कि नहीं कोई माबूद सिवाय जिसके, जानने वाला पोशीदा और जाहिर का। वो है बहुत मेहरबान नहायत रहम वाला। वो अल्लाह वही है कि नहीं कोई माबूद सिवाय जिसके, बादशाह हकीकी, मुक़द्दस, सलामती वाला, अमन देने वाला, निगहबान, गालिब, ज़बरदस्त बड़ाई वाला। पाक है अल्लाह उससे जो शिरक करते हैं ये। वो अल्लाह है खालिक, इजाद करने वाला, सूरतें बनाने वाला, उसके नाम है सब अच्छे। तस्बीह करती रहती है उसकी जो कुछ है आसमानों में और ज़मीन में, और वो है गालिब हिकमत वाला।
Jazakallah, Dr. Fawad. Ladies and gentlemen, now I request all of you to please rise for the national anthem. This conference will have 9 technical sessions in all. where a number of R&D technical papers will be presented by learned authors. All technical sessions will be held on Saturday, 11th of November 2023. You all are invited to join us for breakfast at 9 a.m. tomorrow in the Department of Civil Engineering, NAD Unity, after which we shall begin with the technical sessions. We'll have 3 parallel sessions starting at 9:30 a.m. tomorrow. Technical session number 1 will be on structural engineering at Audiovisual Hall, Department of Mechanical Engineering, NADUET. Technical session 2, that shall be held simultaneously on materials engineering, will be there. The venue for this will be Audiovisual Hall, Department of Electrical Engineering. And technical session 3 on construction engineering will be held at Ashraf Habibullah Audiovisual Hall, Department of Civil Engineering. After a short tea break from 11 to 11:15, we'll commence with the second round of 3 parallel technical sessions, that is from 4 to 6. Technical session number 4 on structural engineering will be held in Audiovisual Hall, Department of Electrical Engineering at 11:15 a.m. Technical session 5 on construction engineering at Audiovisual Hall, Department of Mechanical Engineering. Technical session 6 on transportation engineering at Ashraf Habibullah Audiovisual Hall, Department of Civil Engineering. After that, this will be followed by a lunch break from 12 to 12:45 to 2 p.m. From 2 p.m. onwards, we'll have the third and the last round of technical sessions, 7, 8, and 9. Technical session 7 will be on hydraulic engineering at Audiovisual Hall, Department of Mechanical Engineering. Technical session 8 on structural engineering at Ashraf Habibullah Audiovisual Hall, Department of Civil Engineering. And technical session 9 on sustainable engineering at Audiovisual Hall, Department of Electrical Engineering. After the technical sessions, a closing ceremony of this conference will also be held at Ashraf Habibullah Audiovisual Hall, Department of Civil Engineering at 4 p.m. tomorrow. Also, in order to follow this, a program has been given to you in the abstract book that's been provided. You can follow the detailed program given at the end, so you may not miss any of the technical sessions that will be taking place tomorrow, inshallah. Ladies and gentlemen, now I request Engineer Professor Dr. Abdul Jabbar Sanghi, Chairman, Department of Civil Engineering, NAD University and co-convener of 13th ICEC 2023 to present his welcome address. Please welcome Dr. Abdul Jabbar Sanghi.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Engineer Mohammad Najib Harun Sahab, Chairman Pakistan Engineering Council, Dr. Sarosh Lodi, Vice Chancellor NAD University, Engineer Farhat Adil, President Institution of Engineers Pakistan, our distinguished guests who have traveled all the way from Lahore, Engineer Amir Zamir Khan, Engineer Masood Khan Sahab, Engineer Mohammad Afzal Goraya Sahab, our keynote speaker who has traveled all the way from USA, Engineer Amirul Islam Sahab, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, our very distinguished keynote speaker who has joined us all the way from USA online, Professor Mehmet Emre. Assalamu alaikum and good evening. It is my proud privilege to welcome you all to the 13th edition of the International Civil Engineering Conference, ICEC 2023, which is jointly organized by the Institution of Engineers Pakistan Karachi Center and the Department of Civil Engineering at NAD University of Engineering and Technology. The two-day event, of course, the details have already been shared with you. The theme of the conference revolves around the sustainability, and to be specific, it's creating global partnerships for sustainable development through civil engineering. So in today's inaugural session, there are 2 keynote talks which basically revolve around the theme, and we'll be listening to the distinguished speakers. And then day 2 comprises of the 9 technical sessions. This is a conference where the submitted papers go through a rigorous peer review process. And after double-blind peer review, 30 papers have been accepted, which will be presented in the 9 technical sessions tomorrow. Apart from that, we also involve experts and distinguished speakers from the industry as well. So in each of the technical sessions, there is one invited talk from industry. And we are lucky to have 5 distinguished speakers from the country. And there are 4 international distinguished speakers who will be presenting their invited talks as well. So ladies and gentlemen, once again, it gives me immense honor and pleasure to welcome you all to this 13th International Civil Engineering Conference. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor Dr. Abdul Jabbar Sangi. Ladies and gentlemen, now I request Engineer Professor Dr. Asadur Rahman Khan, Dean, Department of Civil and Petroleum Engineering, NADUET, to please share your thoughts. Please welcome Dr. Asadur Rahman Khan.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Engineer Mohammed Najib Harun Sahab, Chairman Pakistan Engineering Council, Dr. Sarosh Ishmat Lodi Sahab, Vice Chancellor, NAD University of Engineering Technology, Engineer Farat Adil Sahab, President, Institution of Engineering Pakistan, and all other guests from Lahore, and our keynote speaker from USA, and all the other faculty members and students. Assalamu alaikum and a very good evening. Again, I would like to welcome you to this 13th edition of the International Civil Engineering Conference. We have been successfully organizing this series of conference every year in collaboration with the IEP, and as you can see from the list, it's really an international in civil engineering conference, and it's according to the theme which says with sustainability through collaboration. And within the detailed program, you will find that we have the speakers from industry, from academia, and we have the international speakers. So it will be a good experience to be part of all the sessions. And definitely we cannot, because we will have the parallel sessions, one cannot be at all the sessions, but definitely you can locate the papers which will be presented, which are of interest to you, and then you can always just go around and attend those things. Okay. So with this, I just again welcome you to the conference and wish you all the best in the
Thank you so much, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, now I request Engineer Suhail Bashir, Chairman IIP Karachi Center, to please come over and present his address. Sir, please.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. I start in the name of Allah, the most merciful, the most beneficent. Engineer Mohammed Najib Harun, Chairman Pakistan Engineering Council, the chief guest of this 13th International Civil Engineering Conference inaugural session. Dr. Mehmet, who is our keynote speaker, Director and CM Professor, School of Construction and Design, University of Southern Mississippi, USA. He is already there and joined us online. Engineer Amirul Islam, President and CEO, Jersey Precast Affiliates, USA, and a proud NAD alumnus, who is a keynote speaker of this inaugural session. Engineer Professor Dr. Sarosh Ishmat Lodi, Vice Chancellor, NAD University of Engineering and Technology. Engineer Farat Adil, President, the Institute of Engineers, Pakistan. Engineer Amir Zamir Ahmad Khan, Secretary General, the Institute of Engineers, Pakistan. Engineer Masood Ali Khan, Chairman, IP Lahore Center. Engineer Professor Dr. Asadur Rahman Khan, Dean Faculty of Civil and Petroleum Engineering. Engineer Arif Qasim, Vice President, Civil and Allied Institute of Engineers, Pakistan. Engineer Al Kazim Mansoor, Chairman, Civil, IP Karachi Center. Engineer Mohammad Afzal Guraya, Secretary, IP Lahore Center. Professor Dr. Abdul Jabbar Sangi, Chairman, Department of Civil Engineering, NADUET, and co-convener of ICEC 2023. Engineer Farooq Arabi, Secretary, IP Karachi Center. Engineer Dr. Farooq Arif, Coordinator, ICEC 2023. Engineer Dr. Shamsoon Farid, Secretary ICEC 2023, respected fellow members of IP Center and Local Council, faculty members and students from NED University, UTMS Quetta, Butte Khuzdar and Sir Syed University of Engineering and Technology, distinguished guests from Canadians Association, consultant, contractors, and those who have joined online from abroad, fellow engineers who have joined us physically, my dear young engineers, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum. Before I start, I want to share one thing with you, that when we were planning for this conference almost a year before, and then during the last leg, our co-convener, who was the most instrumental person behind this whole conference, uh, his mother got ill and he was remained busy. But despite he was busy with his mother, he remained involved in this conference. And I really thank Dr. Sangi, and I take this opportunity to pray for his mother. May Allah give him Jannah. May Allah give her all the nice place in Jannah, and give him Sabr Jameel. As chairman of IB Karachi Center, on behalf of the local council of the Institution of Engineers, it is my proud privilege to welcome you all to the inaugural session of the 13th International Civil Engineering Conference. I thank all of you for taking out your precious time for this inaugural session. This whole story started, as said, that 2 decades before, and during the last 1 decade, this strengthened with the collaboration of NED University and all other PEC accredited engineering institutions of Karachi. And we, as a joint team, has done a lot in this conference, and you will see that this particular conference will also will be very useful and desirable opportunity to the experts to exchange their knowledge and experience and enlarge their horizon about the national, regional, and international engineering issues. The theme of this conference, creating global partnership for sustainable development through civil engineering, which relates to the 17th UN SDG goal, is of very importance. And we will be having another full conference on UN SDGs. We held a conference last year, and in March we have planned with the UN SDGs conference, which will be held in the first week of March before Ramadan. So all in all, it's a great opportunity to work with the faculty members of the various universities, especially the NED University of Engineering and Technology. And I feel that it is a very good opportunity for the Institute of Engineers Pakistan Karachi Center, that we with the NED University are now hosting every year 6 international conference on mechanical engineering, electrical engineering, biomedical engineering, health and safety, and the civil engineering, and also on the chemical engineering. So all in all, we have a full quota and full agenda during the whole year, and same will continue, inshallah, in the years to come. And also we have started a new conference on the UN SDGs, especially in that UN SDG conference. The government of Sindh was also our partner when he held this conference last year. In the end, I would like to place my thanks to distinguished chief guest, Engineer Najib Haroon, keynote speaker, Dr. Mehmet, Engineer Amirul Islam, all the faculty members of NED University, BUTMS, Butte Khuzdar, and SSUET, and authors, delegates, worthy guests, and especially Dr. Sangi, Dr. Farooq, Dr. Shamsoon, and Sharif Khan, and all the team members of ICEC 2023 Organizing Committee and IIP Karachi Center staff for their untiring efforts to make this conference a success. I thank you all for your patient hearing. Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you so much, Sohail Saab. It's now time for our keynote speech. Ladies and gentlemen, Ladies and gentlemen, now I request Engineer Amir Zamir Ahmed Khan, Secretary General IEP, to please come over and share his thoughts with us. Sir, please. Please welcome, sir.
نحمد و نصلی علی رسول الکریم اما بعد فاعوذ باللہ من الشیطان الرجیم بسم اللہ الرحمن الرحیم. محترم چیف گیسٹ انجینئر نجیب ہارون صاحب، چیئرمین پاکستانی انجینئرنگ کونسل، انتہائی محترم وائس چانسلر NED یونیورسٹی انجینئر سروش لودھی صاحب، انجینئر فرت عادل پریزیڈنٹ IEP، اور انتہائی قابل احترام انجینئرز حضرات اور خواتین، السلام علیکم. انجینئر سروش لودھی صاحب کے لیے عرض ہے کہ چونکہ میری فلائٹ جلدی ہے تو اس لیے میں بہت تھوڑا ٹائم لوں گا، تو اس لیے کوئی پریشان ہونے کی ضرورت نہیں ہے. تو میں سب سے پہلے تو یہ ہے، میں اس لیے کر رہا ہوں کہ آج چونکہ میری فلائٹ ہے تو آج اس لیے آپ کو پریشان ہونے کی کوئی ضرورت نہیں ہے. دوسری بات یہ ہے کہ چونکہ اتنی انٹرنیشنل کانفرنسز جہاں پہ IEP کی ہوتی ہیں، اور میں آپ کا شکریہ ادا کرتا ہوں کہ جو NED یونیورسٹی ہے اتنا ہمیں فیسیلیٹیٹ کرتی ہے، تو میں پریزیڈنٹ صاحب کی اجازت سے ایک اناؤنسمنٹ یہ کرتا ہوں کہ یہ جو آپ کا ہال ہے اس میں SMD جو ہے IEP اپنے خرچے پہ لگا کے دے گی انشاءاللہ، تاکہ یہ بھی ایک آرٹ ہے کہ آپ سے میں نے اتنی بڑی آفر کر دی اور آپ نے مجھے اجازت دے دی 2 گھنٹے کی، اور کاش میری فلائٹ 2 گھنٹے بعد ہوتی تو میں اس کو پورا انجوائے کرتا اور پورا اس کا لیوریج لے لیتا. بہرحال انشاءاللہ میں پہلے بھی مجھے احساس ہے کہ ہم نے آج تک IEP کی طرف سے جو NED ہے اس کو کیوں فیسیلیٹیٹ نہیں کیا، اور آپ نے ہمیں ہمیشہ فیسیلیٹیٹ کیا ہے اور IEP کو کرنا چاہیے تھا. دوسری سر بات یہ ہے کہ جتنی انٹرنیشنل کانفرنسز آپ نے کروائی ہیں، ہم نے جو PhD اسٹوڈنٹس ہوتے ہیں، جو PhD اسکالرز ہوتے ہیں، اس میں ہم نے تو ان کو جو ان کا امپیکٹ فیکٹر ہوتا ہے، میرا نہیں خیال کہ پاکستان میں اس کا امپیکٹ فیکٹر کیسے میئر کرتے ہیں اور اس کی کیا امپیکٹ ہوتا ہے سوسائٹی پہ اور اس کی ہماری اکانومی پہ. لیکن جتنی انٹرنیشنل کانفرنسز NED نے کروائی ہیں اس پہ ان کو تو کم از کم میڈل ملنا چاہیے پاکستان لیول پہ، کہ اتنی انٹرنیشنل کانفرنسز کسی بھی یونیورسٹی نے آج تک نہیں کروائی. ظاہر ہے IEP کو تو اب جاتا ہے، اور ہم ہر سال آپ کی اطلاع کے لیے کہ جو بینر آف ایکسیلنس جو انسٹیٹیوشن آف انجینئرز ہر سال دیتی ہے، کوئی ایسا سال نہیں ہوتا کہ وہ IEP کراچی سینٹر کے علاوہ کوئی اور سینٹر اس کو ون کر سکے، اور اس میں مین جو کردار ہوتا ہے وہ ہمارا NED یونیورسٹی کا ہی ہوتا ہے. ہم بھی دعا کرتے ہیں کہ کاش کسی اور لاہور میں، اسلام آباد میں، یا کسی اور شہر میں بھی کوئی NED یونیورسٹی ہو جو اس کو فیسیلیٹیٹ کرے اور وہ بینر آف ایکسیلنس ون کر سکے. تو یہ بھی سر آپ کی مہربانی ہے، آپ اسپیشلی وائس چانسلر صاحب کی مہربانی، میں شکریہ ادا کرتا ہوں. نمبر 3 سر، میں چونکہ ہیڈ ہوں مانیٹرنگ اینڈ ایویلویشن کا پلاننگ مشن میں، تو مجھے یہ ٹاسک دیا گیا ہے کہ جو ڈیولپمنٹ پروجیکٹس ہیں ان کی مانیٹرنگ کی جائے. تو یہ فرسٹ ٹائم میں نے تھوڑی سی انوویشن لانے کی کوشش کی، اور ایک بہت بڑا پروجیکٹ تھا، میں نام نہیں لینا چاہتا، سندھ گورنمنٹ کا، بلینز آف روپیز کا تھا. تو میں نے لاسٹ ٹائم میں جب آیا تو میں نے انجینئر سروش لودھی صاحب جو ہمارے محترم ہیں ان سے درخواست کی کہ آپ اپنی جو ٹیکنیکل ٹیم ہے اس کی جو اپنی جو ایکسپرٹیز ہے وہ ہمیں دیں. تو انہوں نے ڈاکٹر اسد صاحب بیٹھے ہیں، میں ان کا انتہائی مشکور ہوں کہ ان سے ریکویسٹ کی، اور یہ چونکہ یہ سول کی کانفرنس ہے میں اس حوالے سے بات کر رہا ہوں، انہوں نے اپنی ٹیم کو ڈیپیوٹ کیا ہمارے ساتھ. تو ٹیم نے وہاں پہ سیمپل لیے اور اپنی لیب میں آ کے اس کو ٹیسٹ کیا، اور جو ٹیسٹ تھے اور ان کی جو رپورٹ تھی جب ہم نے پلاننگ کمیشن میں CDWP میں پریزنٹ کیا تو نہ صرف مجھے اپریسیشن ملی بلکہ NED یونیورسٹی کو بھی وہاں پہ اپریسیشن دی گئی کہ یہ فرسٹ ایور ان دا پاکستان ہسٹری، ان دا ہسٹری آف پاکستان، یہ پہلی دفعہ مانیٹرنگ ہوئی ہے کہ اس طرح سے مانیٹرنگ کی گئی. تو مجھے اپنے سروش لودھی صاحب نے یہ پوچھا کہ آپ ہمیں اس کے عوض کیا فیس کیا دیں گے, اس کی چارجز کیا دیں گے. تو میں نے 2 ان کو آفر کی. اگر میں وہ آفر ابھی سنا دوں تو پھر مجھے کہیں گے کہ آپ 4 گھنٹے بولتے رہیں. تو ایک آفر تو یہ تھی کہ پوری جو پی ایس ڈی پی ہے, پی ایس ڈی پی ساری آپ کی ڈسپوزل پہ ہے, کہ آپ این ای ڈی کا کوئی بھی پروجیکٹ لے کے آئیں, آپ کا پروجیکٹ انشاءاللہ اپروو کروانا میری ذمہ داری ہے, اور وہ اپروو ہوگا انشاءاللہ. اور آپ نے دیکھا بھی کہ جب وہ 6 یونیورسٹی سلیکٹ ہوئیں جو اپ گریڈیشن کے لیے, لیبس کے لیے, جو آسن اقبال نے کی, اس 6 میں سے سب سے پہلا جو نمبر تھا وہ این ای ڈی یونیورسٹی کا تھا. اس میں بھی سب سے زیادہ پیسے آپ کے لیے رکھے گئے. دوسری بات یہ ہے کہ جب وہ جو پروجیکٹ تھا وہ اس میں سائٹ جو تھی, سائٹ جو آپ کی جو انڈسٹریل اسٹیٹ تھی, جب میں نے ان کے ساتھ میٹنگ کی, میں نے ان کو جب بتایا کہ یہ اینڈ یوزر آپ ہیں اور اس کا فائدہ آپ کو پہنچے گا کوالٹی کا, تو میں نے ان سے یہ منوایا, اب آپ ان سے بات کر لیں, کہ ان سے میں نے یہ منوایا کہ چونکہ آپ کے لیے فری آف کاسٹ انہوں نے یہ کیا ہے, تو آپ بھی جو فائنل ایئر کے اسٹوڈنٹس ہیں یا باقی اسٹوڈنٹس ہیں جو این ای ڈی یونیورسٹی ہیں, ان کے لیے بھی آپ اسکالرشپس اناؤنس کریں. اور وہ ایگری کر گئے ہیں, کہ جو وائس چانسلر صاحب ہمیں کہیں گے, ہم اپنی جو بھی انڈسٹریل اسٹیٹ جتنی ہے, آپ کو پتہ کراچی کی بہت بڑی انڈسٹریل اسٹیٹ ہے, تو وہ آپ کے لیے سارے اسکالرشپس انشاءاللہ دیں گے آپ کے لیے. تو یہ بہت بڑی کنٹریبیوشن میری نہیں ہے, یہ آپ کے وائس چانسلر صاحب کی ہے, انجینئر سروش لودھی صاحب کے لیے. تو ابھی بھی ایک پروجیکٹ ہم اس کی مانیٹرنگ کے لیے آئے ہوئے ہیں, وہ بھی $300 ملین کا پروجیکٹ ہے کراچی کے لیے. تو رات میں نے پھر, اچھا اس کا میں ایک بڑا فکرہ بتاتا ہوں کہ جو انہوں نے رپورٹ لکھی, کیونکہ ٹرانسپیرنٹ طریقے سے لکھتے ہیں, تو مجھے رات کو ٹیلی فون آیا جب رپورٹ چلی گئی, تو انجینئر سروش لودھی صاحب نے کہا ضمیر صاحب آپ نے آدھا جو سندھ کی جو بیوروکریسی ہے وہ میری دشمن بنا دی. تو میں نے رات ٹیلی فون کیا کہ ایک پروجیکٹ اور آ گیا ہے, اس کی ہم مانیٹرنگ کر رہے ہیں, اگر آپ اتنا بوجھ برداشت کر سکتے ہیں تو جو باقی سندھ کی بیوروکریسی رہ گئی ہے اس کو بھی دشمن بنانے کے لیے تیار ہو جائیں. تو وہ ہی واز ویری کائنڈ اور بڑے بلنٹ ہیں ماشاءاللہ. انہوں نے کہا جی کہ اگر خدا نخواستہ پورا پاکستان بھی میرا دشمن بن جائے تو میں سچ لکھنے سے نہیں گھبراتا اور آپ کی مدد کرنے سے نہیں لگاتا. اور آج بھی میں نے رات بات کی تو آج جمعے کے دن بھی ڈاکٹر اسد صاحب کی ٹیم پوری فیلڈ میں لگی ہوئی ہے اور اپنی رپورٹ تیار کر رہی ہے. تو ہم انشاءاللہ جتنے بھی جو مانیٹرنگ کے پروجیکٹس ہوں گے, کم از کم سندھ میں, کراچی میں, آپ لوگوں کو اس میں انوالو کریں گے, کیونکہ زیادہ تر ڈیولپمنٹ پروجیکٹس جو ہیں وہ سول انجینئرنگ سے ریلیٹڈ ہیں. آپ کو انوالو کریں گے, اور آئندہ ہم کوشش کریں گے کہ PC1 میں اس کی اماؤنٹ بھی رکھی جائے, تاکہ آپ کے لوگوں کو, اور میری یہ خواہش ہوگی کہ جو فائنل ایئر کے اسٹوڈنٹس ہیں ان کو آپ انٹرنشپ بھی ان کو لے کے دیں وہاں پہ, اور اس میں چارجز رکھیں گے, کہ جو کہتے ہیں نا دیر از نو فری لنچ ان دا ورلڈ, ٹھیک ہے یہ کام بھی کریں لیکن ان کو آپ چارجز بھی دیں, ہم انشاءاللہ آپ کو لے کے دیں گے. آپ نے محنت کرنی ہے بس. اینڈ پہ چونکہ میں دیکھ رہا ہوں کہ میرا ٹائم بھی ہو رہا ہے, بس صرف یہ ہے کہ آن دا لائٹر نوٹ میں ابھی جا رہا ہوں, بہت ساری چیزیں مجھے شیلڈ بھی انہوں نے بنائی تھی, میں شیلڈ میں لے جاؤں گا جاتے ہوئے. وہ تحفے تحائف بھی دیے تھے. جب میں اسلام آباد سے چلا تو کافی لوگوں نے مجھے کراچی کی فلاں چیز مشہور ہے وہ لیتے جائیں. 2-3 چیزیں تو مجھے بڑی آسانی سے مل گئیں, کہ وہ کوئی نیمکو مشہور ہے وہ لے گیا, ایک نے لکھایا کہ وہ آنٹی منور بڑی مشہور ہے. تو وہ میں بڑا پریشان ہو کے بار بار میں پوچھتا رہا, اور لوگ مجھ پہ شک کرتے رہے کہ اس عمر میں بھی کسی آنٹی کا پوچھ رہے ہیں. تو میں 3-4 لوگوں سے پوچھا کہ یہ آنٹی منور بڑی مشہور ہے, آنٹی منور. تو میں کہا یہ آنٹی منور کون ہے اب میں, تو آخر پہ کل پتہ چلا کہ آنٹی منور مشہور نہیں, آنٹی منور کا کیک مشہور ہے. تو وہ میں لے کے جا رہا ہوں, اور آپ کی یہ یادیں لے کے جا رہا ہوں, اور آپ کے لیے یہ اناؤنسمنٹ دے کے جا رہا ہوں. اللہ ہم سب کے لیے آسانیاں پیدا کرے, اور آسانیاں ایک دوسرے میں تقسیم کرنے کی توفیق عطا فرمائے. آنٹی منور کا کیک میں نے لے لیا.
Thank you so much, sir, for your kind words. Okay, so let's move forward with our first keynote speech. Ladies and gentlemen, Amirul Islam, Engineer Amirul Islam graduated from NED University in 1986. During his time at NED, he was elected Publication Secretary of NED Students' Union and represented NED in various events, including debates, declamations, and inter-university sports events. After graduating from NED, Aminul Islam obtained a master's degree in structural engineering from Auburn University, Alabama, followed by a master's degree in construction management from New Jersey Institute of Technology. He has been an active participant and supporter of alumni related causes and activities and sponsor JPC chair at Civil Engineering Department, has been member board of trustees NED Alumni Endowment Fund from 2013 to 17, also served as chairman NED International Alumni Network of North America. As he's currently serving as the president of Concrete Safety Systems and CEO of Jersey Precast and Affiliates. Our learned keynote speaker for this inaugural session, please welcome Engineer Amirul Islam. Sir, please. Let me tell you, he'll talk about creating global partnerships for sustainable development through civil engineering. Sir, please.
Assalamu alaikum. It's quite customary and usual to start talks like this with a small joke or an anecdote or some kind of a icebreaker to get people's attention. Unfortunately, the conditions prevailing in this world right now, especially the climate of oppression, cruelty, and inhumanity that is prevalent in so many parts of the world, and especially on our brethren in Palestine, does not let me start with a joke or an anecdote. Things are way too serious for that. I think we are better served by observing just a moment of silence to reflect upon what is going on all around us in this world right now. Ladies and gentlemen, if I may indulge you in just a moment of silence in respect to the over 10,000 lives lost in the Middle East. Thank you. Respected Engineer Najib Harun Sahab, Chairman Pakistan Engineering Council, Dr. Sarosh Lodi Sahab, esteemed guests, Assalamu alaikum and good evening. It is indeed a privilege to be part of such an august gathering and to be speaking to such a learned audience about a topic that is vital and existential, not just for everybody alive, but for everyone who will ever live on this planet. We live in a world which has 195 countries, each with its own flags and boundaries. However, but what really matters, and increasingly so, is that we are just one race that is fighting for its survival. In this existential struggle, either we will all win or we will all perish together. The world today is one planet and one entity, intrinsically intertwined and inexorably interconnected. The smoke plumes of the factories in Detroit contribute to the flooding in the Indus Valley. The coal burning in the heartlands of China is eroding away the islands, nations in the Indian Ocean. A war in Ukraine makes the wheat scarcer in Africa. Changes in the economy of Bangalore affect the pay scales for the engineers in the Silicon Valley. Plastic bottles from all over the world pollute the oceans near the islands in the Pacific. Just like these problems are global, for any solution and development to be sustainable, it must also be global, harmonious, and holistic. Otherwise, it is nothing more than an incremental and transient aberration in the continuum of erosion and degradation. Sustainable development is the practice of meeting the needs of the present generation without compromising the ability of the future generations to meet their own needs. It encompasses economic, social, and environmental dimensions and requires a holistic approach to problem solving. By definition, sustainable development cannot be restricted to one or a few aspects of the society, but needs to be all-encompassing and global. In 2016, United Nations Development Program identified 17 goals or areas as part of the 2030 agenda that comprise of and encompass the sustainable development. It is noteworthy to see, and as has been mentioned earlier, that the last but not the least, the 17th goal of this charter is the goal of partnership for the goals. Because United Nations and its members fully realized that the only way to achieve these goals was through local, regional, interdisciplinary, and international partnerships. Nothing in today's world is truly local. It is all global. The resolution adopted by the United Nations in 2016 that established these goals clearly and unequivocally stated, we reaffirm our strong commitment to the full implementation of this new agenda. We recognize that we will not be able to achieve our ambitious goals and targets without a revitalized and enhanced global partnership and comparably ambitious means of implementation. The revitalized global partnership will facilitate an intensive global engagement in support of implementation of all the goals and targets, bringing together governments, civil society, the private sector, the United Nations system, and other actors, and mobilizing all available resources. It is interesting to note that of the 17 goals, 7 of these are such that civil engineering is their primary driver. Another 4 of these goals are directly related to civil engineering and associated fields. The impact and extent of civil engineering's role on the road to sustainable development can hardly be exaggerated. Even in the goals where civil engineering does not have a very direct contribution and has a secondary or a tertiary responsibility, still, these goals cannot be achieved without the involvement of civil engineering. Hunger, poverty elimination, health and education cannot be possible without the infrastructure that civil engineering provides for access to the areas most in need. Civil engineering, directly or indirectly, permeates and impacts all facets of human endeavor, and its impact on the world as well as on the challenges facing us is absolutely paramount. In the year 2023, the GDP of the world is estimated to be about 105 trillion US dollars. Construction alone as an industry will contribute about $15.3 trillion of that, which is about 14.5% of the entire world's GDP. Now realize construction is only a part of civil engineering. If you take all of civil engineering and the related indirect contributions of the construction industry into account, civil engineering contributes about 20% of the world's GDP. Looking at it another way, construction industry directly accounts for 125 million people directly employed in the industry out of a total workforce of about 3.3 billion worldwide. That alone is about 4% of the world's workforce. That civil engineering is one of the largest employers in the world. And therefore, there is no way that we can achieve any kind of progress or sustainable development without active participation of civil engineering. Since United Nations launched its 17 goals, or the SDG Action Platform, over 26,000 initiatives have been recognized and registered by the United Nations Development Program. It is no surprise that 8,000 or 30% of them are related with construction. Indeed, construction and civil engineering are one of the main vehicles that will propel us on this journey of sustainable development. In an increasingly interconnected world, the need for global partnerships to address sustainable development challenges has become paramount. Civil engineering, with its ability to shape the physical world, plays a crucial role in achieving sustainable development goals. Generalities aside, let us talk about a few specific examples of how global partnerships can and are helping in sustainable development through civil engineering. One of the key challenges we face today is the need for resilient infrastructures. Climate changes, natural disasters, population growth have all put an immense pressure on our infrastructure. Civil engineers have the expertise to design and build infrastructure that can cater to these needs and demands. However, this cannot be achieved in isolation. By collaborating with engineers from different countries, we can develop innovative solutions that are adaptable to various contexts. These global partnerships in civil engineering can and do facilitate the sharing of knowledge, resources, and best practices to design and build infrastructure that can withstand these challenges. For example, Global Resilience Partnership, or GRP, is an excellent case in point. This is an affiliation or alliance of over 60 entities, from engineering firms to governments to NGOs to philanthropic organizations, that help to find sustainable and innovative solutions to engineering problems. Two of their standout projects are the flood-resistant housing projects in Bangladesh and earthquake-resistant schools in Nepal. Another critical aspect of sustainable development is the promotion of social equity. Infrastructure projects should not only focus on economic growth, but also on improving the quality of life for all individuals, especially those in the underserved and marginalized communities. Civil engineers have a responsibility to ensure that infrastructure projects are inclusive and accessible to everyone. By partnering with local communities, NGOs, and governments, we can ensure that infrastructure development is carried out in a participatory and transparent manner. The World Bank's Global Partnership for Social Accountability, or GPCA, is such an example of a successful partnership that promotes social equity in infrastructure projects. GPSA has supported projects that prioritize the needs of marginalized communities, such as improving access to clean water and sanitation in rural areas. Similarly, the International Finance Corporation, a member of the World Bank Group, has partnered with civil engineering firms and industry associations across the globe to promote sustainable construction practices. Through initiatives like EDGE, which is Excellence in Design for Greater Efficiencies, programs like this, the IFC has supported the development of green buildings that optimize the consumption of energy and water and make these buildings far more environmentally friendly. In addition to these challenges, the rapid urbanization that we are witnessing globally demands a new approach to the infrastructure development. As cities grow, there's a need for smart and sustainable solutions that can accommodate the needs of a growing and ever more connected population. Civil engineers can play a crucial role in this. By partnering with technology companies, urban planners, and policymakers, civil engineers can create sustainable urban environments that are efficient, livable, and resilient. I will point out the next example, even though it's from our neighbor. The Smart Cities mission in India is a case in point, where the government of India has collaborated with international organizations, technology companies, and civil engineering firms to transform cities into sustainable and smart urban environments. These were just some of the examples to spark our thinking. The needs of the world today are many. Billions in the developing world are in dire and urgent need of basic necessities. Billions more, even in the developed world, are suffering the consequences of unplanned and unsustained development. All of this while this planet is literally melting right away in front of our eyes. As we sit here today, we must look at some very, very important facts. One in three people worldwide right now are facing moderate to severe food insecurity. More than 600 million people worldwide are projected to face hunger in 2030. 148 million children in 2022 will have their growth stunted due to malnutrition. United Nations' #2 goal is to end hunger, achieve food security, improve nutrition, and promote sustainable agriculture. None of these goals can be achieved without civil engineering intervention, ranging from accessibility infrastructure to irrigation systems and delivery mechanisms. Moving on, as humans, our bodies are composed 60% of water. After air, water is our most basic and critical need. And yet, 2.4 billion people in this world live in water-stressed countries, and safe drinking water is out of the reach for billions of people. UNDP has set a goal to ensure availability and sustainable management of water and sanitation for all. The brunt of the work will fall upon the shoulders of civil engineers and construction professionals to design and build purification, conveyance systems, as well as other necessary infrastructure. As we sit here today, in the fifth largest and most populous country of the world, and in one of the largest cities in this world, we must be acutely conscious of one of our most enigmatic realities, the youth bulge. Fully 63% of our population is between the ages of 15 and 33, which means there is about 157 million young men and women in this country. If properly utilized, this could be the answer to all our economic and developmental challenges. If we fail to address this adequately and harness this immense resource, it has the potential to turn back on us and create irreparable damage. The reality is the same worldwide. Over 2 billion workers are in precarious informal jobs without social protection. 25% of the youth is excluded from the net of education, employment, or training. At the same time, most of the developed countries, including Japan and most of Europe, are facing a serious shortage of human capital. UNDP's stated goal is to provide full and productive employment and decent work for all. As we discussed earlier, construction industry is one of the largest employers in the world. And through a targeted collaboration between regional and international entities, the problems of both the developed as well as the underdeveloped countries could be solved through collaboration and partnership. Now, since we have mentioned Pakistan, let's narrow our focus and talk about this beloved land of ours. There is no question that we need help. We need help to bring our nation and our people back forward into the 21st century. However, to get this help, and even more importantly, how to use this help efficiently, we must look inwards and take the initiative. So what is it that we can do to mobilize and leverage the global resources to help Pakistan forge the partnerships it needs and secure the assistance that it seeks? Number one, expats, ambassadors for change and development. Pakistan is one of the very few countries where more than 5% of its GDP is reliant on remittances from the expat Pakistanis. Our expats are a huge resource. However, we need them not to just feed us the fish. We need them to get us the fishing gear and teach us how to fish. Even on an individual level, each of these expats have access to technology and resources overseas that they can harness and bring to Pakistan to form collaborative partnerships with local entities and create a win-win situation for both local as well as the international global entities. Number two, our educational institutions. They are a treasure trove. Higher education, especially professional education, is an area where Pakistan performs better than in most sectors. And that is largely due to the dedication of the faculty, like Dr. Sarosh Lodhi and his team and their counterparts in the other institutions of this country. These educational leaders have great personal relationships with subject matter experts in overseas universities. Our institutions have a great reputation overseas, and there is no reason that we cannot have a very cohesive, organized, and focused program to create visitation and exchange of ideas program with overseas experts and bring them here so that the process of thought and technology transfer can start taking place. Number three, private sector, the backbone. Our entrepreneurs and businessmen are smart, savvy, sophisticated, and sophisticated. They are our best ambassadors and emissaries. We need to set up a program to utilize their prowess and access to resources all over the world in a systematic and organized manner to develop partnerships that are beneficial all stakeholders, local and global. In closing, I, for one, learned a lot while preparing for this, and I hope that what I shared with you today made some sense. I would be remiss if I did not thank Dr. Lodhi for honoring me by inviting me here today, as well as all of you for being so patient and listening to me. As I wrap up, I will leave you to ponder with what Antonio Guterres, the Secretary General of United Nations, said. Unless we act now, the 2030 agenda will become an epitaph for a world that might have been. Thank you all very much.
Thank you, Engineer Amirul Islam, for your enlightening words. Ladies and gentlemen, let's move forward for our second keynote speech for today. Dr. Mehmet Emre Baraktar has joined us online. He has received his MSc and PhD degrees in civil engineering from Purdue University. He has served as the faculty of Moss Department of Construction Management at Florida International University, then joined civil engineering department at Istanbul Technical University in 2018 and has served as the chair of the department between 2020 to 22 before joining the University of Southern Mississippi in July 22. Mr. Omre has conducted numerous research projects and is the author of more than 25 articles in top-ranked journals. He has been honored with prestigious accolades, including being the 2010 and 12 Kaufman Professor Awards given by Florida International University and Eugenio Pino and Family Global Entrepreneurship Center for his innovative research on net zero buildings and green building technologies. Mr. Baraktar also serves as an editorial board member of American Society of Civil Engineers Journal of Management Engineering. Another of our learned keynote speaker for this inaugural session. Today he'll talk about international university collaborations, catalyst for global partnership for sustainable development. Please welcome Dr. Mehmet Emre Baraktar for his keynote speech. He'll join us online. Welcome, sir.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Can you hear me well? Assalamu alaikum.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, perfect. So I will start with something I just learned. Sham Bahe. I hope this is correct. So good evening, all. Thank you very much for this opportunity. I would like to thank Dr. Lodi, Dr. Farooq Arif, and all the esteemed faculty members, students of NED University. So this is really a very special day for me. It's a privilege with you to be with you today. I'm currently in the United States. I'm the director of the School of Construction and Design at the University of Southern Mississippi. Well, it is a special day because I'm breaking today my record for presenting as early as possible during the day. It's now around 6 a.m. here. Well, but still, I'm very happy to be with you guys, and I really enjoyed this opportunity. And mashallah, this is being a great event, and I really like the speeches provided by the esteemed guests. So I'm very happy for this opportunity, and I would like to thank all of you again. So today I will present my work on international university collaborations and catalyst for global partnerships for sustainable development. So first of all, I apologize. So this was a little bit short notice for me, but I have actually a research project which I conducted. It's kind of a collaboration between universities when I was in Turkey. So I would like to talk a little bit about that project as a case study. But before going to that, I would like to start with a few preparatory slides. So first of all, I would like to start with international collaborations. So international collaborations at the university level, and of course, today's topic is sustainable development and SDGs. And of course, like based on my research, I would like to tie everything to infrastructure projects. International collaborations are very important, especially at the university level. I think most of us in the room are civil engineers, but of course, collaborations at the university level just don't happen for civil engineers or engineering programs. So we can find collaborations in many different areas. And actually nowadays, even high schools in Turkey or in the United States and in Pakistan started to collaborate internationally. So this is a very important, like some of the guests mentioned, the world is getting smaller. It is becoming more interdisciplinary, and issues are becoming more complex and global. So there is only one way to address those problems. We have to become collaborative, and we have to become interdisciplinary, and we have to work together, not just on a nation basis, but on the basis of humanity, which to solve the problems which impact the entire world. So let's talk a little bit about the benefits of international collaborations. So at the university level, I see there are many young students, and actually I would like to convey my greetings to all of them, and hopefully in the future they will take our places and they will become very good engineers and construction managers and civil engineers, deans and professors. So one suggestion I would like to give to them is really this slide. So collaborations are very important, but it is very important to keep your horizons broad. So you need to see the big picture and try to expose yourselves as much as possible to the international environment. So what does a university collaboration would bring? So this is there is a list here. Of course, we can start with cultural diversity. This is very obvious. So I'm from Turkey. There are guests in the room over there from Pakistan and maybe other countries. So we learn from each other. We learn from our cultures. So this is important. And nowadays, projects are becoming more global and more cultural. So multi-cultures is very important. Academic excellence. So we learn from each other also on an academic basis, research, laboratories, and things like that, research opportunities. So this project I'm going to discuss today is a European Union project. So it is actually for Turkey, international project. So we get these type of opportunities all the time. I know, for example, Pakistan and Turkey have collaborations on the national level for research. We have an organization called TÜBİTAK in Turkey that is basically the National Science Foundation of the United States here. And the same thing for Pakistan. So I remember Farouk and I wrote a couple of proposals for those type of programs. So these are really important. Networking is important. Global perspective. So you get to learn from different people how, like you learn a global view and different opinions. And these are all the added benefits of international collaborations. And of course, for our young students over there who are studying at NED now to become engineers, this is a very important item here on the list, language skills. So we need to learn different languages in order to be able to be successful in academia. So we need to publish. That is very important for a university professor. We need to read different magazines, articles as engineers. So in order to access to the most recent resources, mostly we need to learn English and we need to improve our communication skills. So by collaborating with different researchers from all over the world, you learn their cultures, you learn different things from them, but also you practice your foreign language skills. So this is very important, and not just only English. For example, you go to Europe, maybe you learn Spanish in Spain, French in France, or like maybe German in Germany. So it is very important. Of course, collaboration brings also innovation and creativity. And at the university level, of course, our students have to have an open eye for different opportunities. And one of them is the student exchange programs. So, for example, in Turkey, we have Erasmus for exchange program with Europe. And we have a program called Mevlana. And so I'm sure, like, if you guys, students, really look for these type of opportunities, these type of things, if you participate in these programs, they will open new doors for you. So this is very important. And also, in terms of your career, you never know what type of connections you will be making in these type of collaborative efforts. So you can be a research assistant on an international project, and you may get to know someone who could maybe offer you a job or offer a position. So these are important. So coming back to the last item here on the slide, contribution to global issues. So of course, by collaborating internationally, we get a chance to contribute to the solving or addressing of global issues. So this is now written here in red because I want to tie this to the next slide. The previous speaker provided an excellent summary of these SDGs and goals of United Nations. So I'm just having here goal number 17, which is the main topic of the conference today. Global partnerships for sustainable development. And if you look at the subcategories or sub-goals or sub-targets of number 17, SDG number 17 here, you see mostly like the things I have written down on the right-hand side here on the slide. For example, financial resources. This is important. Access to science, technology, and innovation. Improving and supporting sharing of knowledge. This is important. And developing coordinated policies for capacity building. And like all of these, in my next slide, are going to tie to this. Okay, we have discussed international collaborations. That is okay, that is important, but there is another dimension related to the topic of the conference today. How can universities contribute to sustainable development? So now this is the second dimension to that. And now after this, I'm going to show a project which I was a part of when I was in Turkey, which connects these two dimensions, international collaborations and universities as mechanisms to contribute to sustainable development. So let's look at this second dimension first. Of course, a sustainable development starts with education and research. So, and this is something we get at the university level. Our curriculum, and for example, in civil engineering curriculum, courses we teach and things we discuss in the courses. This is a part of the equation here where we can address sustainable development. Of course, research, that is an important aspect. Innovation and technology transfer. So most of the time, innovations and different technologies start at universities and then transferred to the private sector. So technology development and technology transfer are important. So it is very important for the universities that they collaborate with industries, governments, and transfer their findings and their technology to maybe to the labs of these companies or to the industry for use, so that we can develop better tools to foster economic development. Another important function of universities is, of course, community engagement. Community engagement in terms of partnerships maybe with local communities, businesses, and government agencies. These can really be a solution to local sustainability challenges. Outreach programs. So we can educate communities about sustainable development. So this is important. Universities are really, in my opinion, not just to teach young people to become engineers or to conduct research or write papers. We have to give back to the community. So community engagement should be a big part, a big aspect of any university. Of course, naturally, most of the very smart people are in academia. So hopefully no one is offended by this comment over there. But we have these right mindset tools, I would say, publications, research, where we can influence policymakers, we can influence politicians. So we can impact decisions at local, national, and international levels. So this is important for universities. So universities have a function like that. So we need to tell policymakers what makes sense in terms of sustainable development. And we can be an advocate of different initiatives. So we can influence public opinion. So these are very important. So they are a part of the university system. And I think this is one of the roles of the university professors and as well as university students. So, well, of course, we have to be role models as well. So if we are looking at sustainable development, we have to start with making our own campuses more sustainable. Green practices are very important. I came to this university from Istanbul Technical University about a year and a half ago. And Istanbul Technical University has one of the greenest campuses in the world. So it is really nice. And we have different systems for wastewater management and the use of rain and things like that. So really, it provides a lot of advantages, and it provides really at least a motivation to be a student at that university, because you have a very green, a beautiful campus. So this is very important. And this becomes also an example for people who are outside of the university. Capacity building, of course, it is not just education we provide. It is also like building this human stock for future, training future leaders, and also keeping them up to date by providing continuing education. So this is important for universities. And of course, again, like we have to revolve everything around sustainable development here today. But capacity building, these like policy advocacy and things like that could be also in other areas. But today, I think is sustainable development. So when it comes to training future leaders or providing continuing education, of course, this is important also, like because technology is changing and problems are getting more complex, and sustainability problems also get more complex. So we have to address those by providing continuing education. Well, the last but not the least on this list is global collaboration. So this ties my slide here to the very previous first slide during this presentation. Global or international collaboration. So the universities are the perfect place to collaborate globally. To address global problems. So now we have covered two dimensions. We looked at the international role of international collaboration of the universities. And now we also looked at how universities can contribute to sustainable development. Now, I would like to go from here to a case study project, which will cover both aspects. So it is an international collaboration example, and it is also an example attempt to address global problems related to sustainable development. So the name of the project is ELISA, and this is a project which I served as a principal investigator when I was in Turkey, and we received funding from European nation, I forgot the name of the agency within the European nation, but this is like okay, it was Horizon 2022 program, right? So Horizon 2022 2020 program, and the project was about like 1 million euros in terms of money value. And here on the right-hand side, you see what these letters stand for. E, European, and the second E is engineering, L, learning, I, innovation, S, science, A, alliance. So for this project, 8 universities came together. Actually, it is 9 universities from maybe, I think France had like 2 universities, maybe like 10 universities from 8 different countries. And here on the left-hand side, you see the university logos, and ITU, the one in the middle, is my university, Istanbul Technical University. And it is an alliance of universities. So, and what is the purpose of this? So let's look at the next slide. So here is the thing, sustainable development goals. And here, education, research, and innovation are essential in sustainable development, making universities key contributors to achieving the goals. So the European Union has this idea. So when we received this project, this is called a European engineer project. So as you know, like you get a degree maybe from Turkey, and you want to work in Europe, there are different obstacles. And curricula are different, and there are different permitting and licensing issues and things like that. And if you get a degree from Pakistan, maybe you want to practice in Europe, that becomes another problem. Or even if you want to go to the United States as a student, you have to make sure that your transcript is comparable to their system. So there are a lot of problems. So here, basically, the main idea is to bring 10 different universities under a roof, a single roof. And when you get a degree from them, you are not going to be an engineer from Turkey or Pakistan. You will be a European engineer. So these 8 countries and 10 universities kind of build a union where students can take courses from one university and then go on an internship in another country and have some summer courses, summer school in another university. So the idea is to make all of these universities equivalent to each other, so that there is now something new coming up, micro-credentials. So the universities are basically giving these credentials and credits to students, and the students, as they collect a certain amount of credentials, they will declare their degree, for example, in civil engineering. But if they have to complete, let's say, 180 credit hours for a degree, then let's say 20 of that may come from Turkey, 30 of that may come from France, and 15 of that may come from Spain. And but in the end, on their diploma, they will have this European engineering logo. So, but in order to achieve that, of course, we have to overcome different obstacles. So let's talk a little bit about them. So here is the operational structure of the project. WP stands for work package. So it is kind of how the project is conducted. Work package 1 is general management and coordination. This is for the overall management of the project. Now, work package 2, after this, all of these work packages address a certain issue in making this a reality, in making this project a reality. For example, curriculum, enabling engineering curriculum. This is a work package because of this. France and Turkey, they have different curricula, and they require actually different number of years to become an engineer. For example, in France, in some universities, it's 5 years to get an engineering degree, but in Turkey, it is 4 years. So they have different requirements. So the idea of this work package is, can we actually come up with a combined curriculum which is accepted by all of these countries to declare a degree in engineering? So that is the main objective of work package 2. Work package 3 is accreditation. So this is very important. There are different agencies that provide accreditation for universities, but you know, like for example, our civil engineering program at Istanbul Technical University is accredited by ABET. But France, some universities in Spain had their different methods of accreditation. We also have in Turkey a national accreditation system. So in this work package, we want to organize these accreditation agencies, and so that they talk to each other and they find a common ground on how an engineer should be accredited, an engineering program should be accredited. So this is one of the other problems. Work package 4 is ICEC communities. I'm going to talk a little more about this later on, but this is actually a very, very important part of the project. It is about building communities related to 2 different areas to start with. So when I was a part of the project, we had 2 main focus areas, and those were smart cities and industry 4.0. So communities are a group of people, including students, including researchers, including faculty professors, including private companies, including government organizations, who share a common interest around the topic. So for example, smart cities or sustainability, or like artificial intelligence in construction, or like unmanned vehicles, whatever. So these are like communities where people get together and become a member of the community and start sharing ideas. And then they start gathering together, having a conference. So this is then each community has their own board and things like this. So this is a very, very interesting concept and very nice concept, in my opinion, to build a community and to bring those people together who are interested in solving a certain problem or in improving a certain area related to these main 2 goals which I mentioned. Work package 5, link between education, research, and innovation. So as you see here on the bottom right, it says ITU, work package 5. So this was the work package we were responsible for. So in this work package, the idea here is how to fit our curricula, our education methods based on the research findings and innovation through this project. So this is like really creating that link between the classroom and the laboratories. So this is what we were supposed to do. I was able to work on this project, unfortunately, for a brief time, but I was involved in writing the proposal, and we received the project, and then I made a change in my career path. But this project is still going on, and if you want to check the website, they have a website. If you type ELISA in Google, so you will get all the information, detailed information about everything here. Work package 6, internships, partnerships, and apprenticeships. So this is a very important aspect. Again, like partnerships, universities working together, for example, to submit a proposal to a funding agency. Internships. So this is also important, for example, faculty internships. Faculty from one university going freely to another university to work there for about, let's say, 2 semesters or 1 semester, and another professor from the other university goes to your university. So this is, again, related to increasing that mobility and collaboration between universities. Apprenticeships, and these are important, and these are supposed to be, I think, more like those middlemen, like not engineers, but more like providing technician type of positions. So that is included in work package 6. Work package 7 is related to mobility, inclusiveness, and student participation. I'm going to talk a little more about these things later on. I will show you some exact examples, but all of these are based on different action items. For example, for work package 7, mobility, inclusiveness, and student participation is really providing support to students in these universities so that they can spend the summer in a different country, working in a research lab. For example, a civil engineer from Istanbul Technical University, a civil engineering student from Istanbul Technical University would go to a university in Spain. We had a University of Madrid. And then he is interested in, let's say, smart cities. So, and there is a professor working over there in the area of smart cities. So all of these are, of course, like an organizational thing, and also related to money, related to funding. So this project provides funding. So this project says, for example, every year, like 300 students will be mobile. They will go from one university to other university to have a summer camp or a summer internship or things like that. So it is an essential part of the project. Disciplinary broadening, this is related to like involving more companies and more government organizations and nonprofit agencies in the subject matter in work package 8. And of course, sustainability and dissemination. For each project, you need to publish your results, publish or perish. And sustainable, sustainability here means like funding the next phase of the project and finding the money for that. So that is the work package 9. So this is the overall structure of the project. And here I have another slide showing well, there is a little bit of problem here, but let me try to fix this quickly. Yeah, I need to make this a little bit smaller. Yeah, this is too big. Yeah. Now, this is my last slide before I finish my presentation. Here is the community concept. As I told you, communities mean like different people, organizations coming together around a certain subject. And here you see some examples of those communities. For example, artificial intelligence for health, AI for manufacturing, archaeology and architecture. And you see how many members are there here. So those are the students, faculty members, organizations from these countries and from these universities who are interested in these areas. So, for example, bio-based textile, circular communities, and there are some more of them, but I just captured a couple of them. And here are the examples of like what this project is about. Like I said, for example, summer school in the University of Madrid for students. So that is one initiative. Another initiative is a research-based learning symposium. So in my opinion, this is where we are going in the world. So there will be, like, universities have to work together to be successful, because as I mentioned, the problems are becoming more interdisciplinary, more complex, and there is no way one nation, one university can solve these problems. So we have to work together. And this is an excellent way of, in my opinion, finding a way of working together at the university level, because most of the time we are stuck with bureaucratic things and we are stuck with approvals and delays and things like that. So this is a project about streamlining the process, increasing the student mobility, increasing professors' mobility, increasing collaborations, and, for example, organizing research conferences. There is a research conference just for this project. All of these communities come together and they hold a research symposium every year based on the findings of their collaborative efforts. So again, like I said, work package 5, that is the link between education, research, and innovation, a very interesting topic. And that is what Istanbul Technical University is responsible for now. But as I told you, I'm not a part of this project anymore. But definitely, this is a project I really enjoyed working on. It is actually really an attempt. So this is an experiment. So European nation is now like experimenting this. They are experimenting. They want to see if we can build a similar concept like they do with the European Union. Can we build a European engineer? Can we build a European university and forget about all the borders, forget about all the barriers related to accreditation and curricula and things like that? So hopefully this will become successful and it will be more prevalent in the future. And this could be an example for us as well. So I really appreciate the opportunity today to be with you, with the esteemed guests over there. But definitely, we have to collaborate. So I'm the director of the School of Construction and Design here at the University of Southern Mississippi. And I have collaborated with Dr. Faruk Arif many times, and I'm still collaborating with him. But we can improve this collaboration. We can streamline this collaboration, and we can find ways to do together meaningful things. Maybe really I would like to visit Pakistan one day, and we can have some exchange students and things like that. So we have to think a little bit outside of the box, and we have to find ways, and maybe we can collaborate on proposals for international projects. So these are all the things we can do together, and we are open to those ideas. So it is always a win-win situation for academicians in universities if they work together. Especially international collaborations are very powerful. And again, like I would like to go back to my previous slides and talk about how these collaborations could benefit young students. So you have a really great future ahead of you, and you have to take all of these opportunities, take advantage of those. And this is a great symposium, and this is really something you can learn from. And hopefully in the future, you will be part of international projects, and you will become global key players in solving sustainability-related problems. Well, I don't know, Farooq, if I have time for questions, but definitely if there are any questions, I would like to entertain them. But again, thank you very much for your time today, and thank you for inviting me.
Thank you, Dr. Mehmet. You're more than welcome to visit Pakistan. And thank you once again for making yourself available at this hour and sharing your insightful speech with us. Thank you so much.
You are very welcome. When I started my presentation, it was dark outside. Now it is very bright. So it will be a nice day, inshallah. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay. Let's move forward. I would now like to request Engineer Farhat Adil, President, the Institution of Engineers Pakistan, to please come forward and present his thoughts with us. Please, sir, please welcome Engineer Farhat Adil.
बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम नजीब हारून साहब चेयरमैन पाकिस्तान इंजीनियरिंग काउंसिल डॉक्टर सरोज हशमत लोधी साहब सोहेल बशीर साहब, हमारे लाहौर से जो लोग आए, मसूद अली नमाज जो गए, ख़ास तौर से अमीरुल इस्लाम, especially traveled from America to here for, and Dr. Mehmet from USA if he is still on. On behalf of IP, I welcome you all at the 13th International Civil Engineering Congress being organized jointly by IP and NED University. I'm not taking much of your time because we are already running short of time. IP is fulfilling its role for continuing education through organizing these types of seminars, conferences, and lectures on various subjects and disciplines throughout Pakistan. And I am also informing you that IP is also authorized by PEC to conduct CPD courses. This is part of their practice also. Today's topic is because no development can take place without the involvement of civil engineers. So, if you add this on the global participation, then then it will be have a good what you say um, addressing as the, तो अगर इसमें मसूद अली साहब दोबारा तशरीफ लाए, बहुत आप लोगों का बहुत शुक्रिया अदा करना है, आप खासतौर से लाहौर से तशरीफ लाए। तो इस सिलसिले में जो भी हमारे इस सिलसिले में जो कल प्रेजेंटेशन होंगी, जो प्रेजेंटर्स होंगे, उनसे मैं तवक्को करता हूँ कि उनकी प्रेजेंटेशन से आप लोग तमाम फ़ायदा उठाएंगे और उसको बेहतर तरीके से हम आइंदा भी जो हमारे सेमिनार्स होंगे हम उनको इस्तेमाल कर पाएंगे। इसमें मैं कराची सेंटर्स का, IP कराची सेंटर का बहुत ज़्यादा शुक्रिया अदा करना चाहता हूँ, जिस सिलसिले में उन्होंने और NED यूनिवर्सिटी ने मिल के तमाम सेमिनार मुंतखब किए। अभी हाल ही में हमारी इलेक्ट्रिकल इंजीनियरिंग कॉन्फ्रेंस हुई, मैकेनिकल इंजीनियरिंग कॉन्फ्रेंस हुई, बायोमेडिकल इंजीनियरिंग कॉन्फ्रेंस हुई, इसी लिहाज से ये कड़ी भी थी। तो इंशाल्लाह ये सिलसिला जारी रहेगा और अल्लाह IP को भी और NED को भी तरक्की दे। बहुत शुक्रिया।
Thank you so much, sir, for your prayers. Now, I would like to request Engineer Professor Dr. Sarosh Hashmat Lodi, Vice Chancellor, NED University of Engineering and Technology, and convener 13th ICEC 2023, to please come forward and share his thoughts with us. A huge round of applause, sir, please.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Respected Najib Harun Saab, Farat Adil Saab, Amirul Islam Saab, Professor Birakhtar, and Sohail Bashir Saab, and our friends from Lahore, and the delegates and the students here. Assalamu alaikum and a very good evening. It is always a pleasure to be part of some technical endeavors, and especially the unmatched partnership, which is nothing but a big showcase of SDG 17, where a professional organization and in academic institutions are collaborating together. And when I say collaboration, it is not the collaboration in terms of technical matters only. We collaborate on all the matters, be it support from the NED alumni associations, be it support from my very dear friend Kazim Mansoor, who has bailed me out only a couple of days ago, for which I'm really thankful to him. And also the collaboration between the Pakistan Engineering Council and NED University. They would talk about infrastructure development. I must mention here that I was part of the exercise which Pakistan Engineering Council undertook, and we developed the Green Building Code, the first Green Building Code of Pakistan, and that has been duly recognized by the International Code Council. As a result, at COP28 in Abu Dhabi, the Pakistan Engineering Council will be given an award for creating or trying to create a sustainable built environment in the country. So I would like to congratulate Najib Harun Sahab for this. And it is once again the result of a collaboration between the professional organization, the regulatory bodies, and the academia. When we talk about collaboration, and Dr. Bayraktar has mentioned about the university collaboration and a result of European engineer, I'm a big fan of Erasmus program. The way it was designed in the 50s, and eventually the successive decisions that were taken, Bologna Accord, which harmonized the educational framework for the undergraduate education in the entire Europe, and subsequent efforts has resulted in the unification of Europe. After the Second World War, if anything has really changed the world, it was the unification of Europe, and this was because of the Erasmus program, which eventually became Erasmus Mundus, and which eventually became Horizon 2020, and subsequently. I think we should take lead from the example which the Europe has taken forward. I must also mention that it is very clear in our religion and belief. Islam doesn't give you any idea about the countries. It is one ummah. And when we talk about one ummah, whether you live in one part of the world or the other part of the world, it is all belongs to Allah Ta'ala. And Allah Ta'ala keeps on telling you that there is a big Muslim brotherhood, whether it is protecting interest or developing collaborations and infrastructures. People can live in administrative units. There's absolutely nothing wrong. But the concept of ummah is something that we must not forget. Unfortunately, after the end of the First World War, the concept of ummah was eroded. But I think the time is coming now, it's not very far away, that we will be pushed back to become an ummah. The way things are changing, which Amir has mentioned. How many of you know that the founder and CEO of WhatsApp donates heavy amounts of money for the Israeli cause every year? The latest payment that he made was $2 million for the resettlement of Israelis in Palestine. Overall, he and his family has paid $6 billion for this cause. Do we have the guts to boycott WhatsApp? But don't you think we should be? We are boycotting Pepsi, we're boycotting McDonald's, we're boycotting easier things. How many of you are ready to pledge with me to boycott WhatsApp? That's good. At least few brave people are there to show the sense of collaboration which Allah Ta'ala has given us in the concept of Ummah. In the end, I must acknowledge Professor Bayraktar. I hope he's still with us. I don't know whether he's still with us or not, but Turks are very brave people, and his bravery is nothing short than Ertugrul, because he was the research supervisor for Dr. Farooq Arif. You have to be very brave. You have to be very brave to supervise. So thank you very much. And I'm really, really indebted by the gesture shown by Amirul Islam Sahab. I mean, I had sent him a very small message requesting him to be the keynote speaker. And first of all, immediately, within a couple of minutes, I got an affirmative response. And probably within a half an hour, he said, do you want me to do it online or do you want me to come on physically? I said, no, it's going to be online. It's a norm now after the... he said, it looks very bad. He came all the way from New Jersey for this wonderful presentation. And that's the collaboration that we're talking about. That's what the connection that he's providing. Obviously, we are very, very proud of him, the kind of work that he's doing in the United States, the kind of good name that he's bringing to his alma mater, and the kind of technology he's trying to transfer through some of the innovative ideas that he's bringing into Pakistan. So he talked about expatriate being one of the strong pillars of Pakistan, could be one of the strong pillars of Pakistan. I don't know how far it goes, but people like Amir are the biggest supporter for NED University, for which I shall remain highly indebted. Thank you, Amir, for being here. And obviously, I must not forget to mention my great friend Sohail Bashir Saab and Farooq Bhai. Thank you very much. They have always been there. And I'm sure that with all the things that are happening, we will continue to collaborate and work together, inshallah. I would once again like to thank all of you for being here. Saman. Thank you, Farad Bhai, for pointing out. I would also like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to the Institution of Engineers Pakistan for their generous donation to this facility. Obviously, Amir Zamir Saab has made the announcement. I would like to thank him personally by writing him, but I'll request my colleagues who are in interaction with him to convey my gratitude. And obviously, it won't happen without your support, Farad Bhai. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for your kind words. Our chief guest for today, Engineer Mohammad Najib Haroon, Member of the Parliament of Pakistan, is the founder and chairman of Principal. He completed BE in Civil from NED University, Karachi, and MS in Civil from Oregon State University, US. In his pursuit for engineering excellence, he became the founder president of Pakistan Academy of Engineering Endowment Fund, which created Pakistan Academy of Engineering, which in a short span of 7 years has been accepted for the membership of International Council of Academics of Engineering and Technological Sciences. Currently, Engineer Mohammad Najib Haroon is the member of National Assembly of Pakistan and chairman Pakistan Engineering Council. As chairman PC, he has taken initiatives to ensure quality of engineering education and professional practice through final year design projects, financing and provision of paid internships and on-job trainings for bidding documents and standard procedures. And he has been working really hard to make it a good place for all the engineers of Pakistan. Engineer Mohammad Najib Haroon is a very active philanthropist, and he's the patron and chief of Luminary Learning Circle Foundation, an NGO providing free education to the underprivileged children. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Engineer Mohammad Najib Haroon for presenting his inaugural address. Sir, please.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. O Allah, expand my chest for me and ease my task for me and untie the knot from my tongue so that people may understand my speech. Prayer of Prophet Moses from Holy Quran. It's always an honor and a privilege to visit NED, my alma mater, Institution of Engineers has been playing very pivotal role in today's conference, where civil engineering, construction engineering, sustainable goals, all related, because I graduated from NED, and it's been an honor always to be here and be part of whatever endeavor is being taking place all over. So, Sarosh Lodi Saab, Farad Adil Saab, Sohail Bashir Saab, and Mujhe Amirul Islam Saab. Today it was an honor to hear your presentation also. I know that you have been doing good things, big things, but your articulation, your presentation, your involvement, and like Dr. Sarosh mentioned, your enthusiasm, most of all, to come all the way, speaks volumes about your commitment to NED, Institution of Engineers, and Pakistan. Among these eminent engineers, I'm sure there are deans, chairmen, faculty members. I see Farooq Arabi Saab, Kazim Mansoor Saab, my class fellow, Arif Qasim Saab, and all seniors out here. And thank you, our guest from Lahore, Maqsood Saab, and Ayaz Mirza Saab, and others, mashallah. So probably, I really wonder, because Farat Adil Saab is 1 year junior to me. So time has taken toll, and probably in this hall, I'm the senior most among the engineers fraternity, because if I remember rightly, our friend engineer Amirul Islam was in first year when I was in the final year. You're part of ये आफ्ताब सिद्दीकी के बैच में आप उसके भी बाद में okay okay okay okay so NAD's contribution all along, it adds to my pride. Recently, I mean, just now we were talking about partnerships, and of course, a partnership would always yield good results, and they will complement our strengths for that matter. And the most recent experience I would want to share with all of you is the Washington Accord. There was a review in place, and of course, a team visited from Washington Accord. They were nominated. Here, there was a professor from Turkey. There was a professor from China, and there was a consulting engineer from Hong Kong. So this was the team. They went to NUST, they went to CUST in Islamabad, the capital university, and NIT. And I sat with them at the close of I hosted at lunch when they arrived on Sunday, 2 weeks back. And then in the exit meeting, I sat down with them at the Pakistan Engineering Council office. And I must thank Dr. Sarosh Lodi, your team, faculty out there, that you all of us made us very proud, because the feedback was very, very positive. And inshallah, the final outcome, the report would also come through, because the engineering degree is the only degree of Pakistan, as far as I know, which is recognized internationally. So we should hold our fort there. But at the same time, things have to grow proportionately. We're signatory to the Washington Accord, which makes our engineer, I mean, the degree approved all over the world. We can go for employment out there. We can go for our master's or PhD programs anywhere in the world, being signatory of the Washington Accord. But as far as the technologists are concerned, we have to go for the Sydney Accord also, because your mind, your brain, your head can create things and you can design things. But then you need your hands, for that matter, to finally put your act together, to have that thing physically in place. So technologists have, through a Sydney Accord, have to be acknowledged all over the world, so that, whether they go to Middle East or Europe or Far East, their qualification, their expertise has accreditation through the Sydney Accord. At the same time, technicians, they are like our legs. Finally, the people with the nuts and bolts, who will finally execute the thing at the end of the day. So for them, the Dublin Accord. So I'm of the opinion that all of us have to work together, so that while we uphold our Washington Accord up there, we pull our friends out, the technologists, from the whole, so that they could also be equally acknowledged and respectable all over the world through Sydney Accord, and the technicians through the Dublin Accord. So that's what the responsibility of Pakistan Engineering Council also. So I'm working in that direction, trying to remove the insecurities out there. We have to help each other. And a healthy body can only function when the whole body, the whole system is functioning as a unit. So that has to be worked together. And at the same time, while we go for international collaborations, affiliations, associations, about 2 weeks back, I was there in Czech Republic, and I realized the fact that the history of IP goes way back, and IP was more known there and more recognized. Of course, Farid Adil Saab, Sohail Bashir Saab had given me the proxy vote, but they had the vote. And I Though I was at that point in time, I was interested to cast my vote on the spot in somebody else's favor, but that was given to me as an amanat. So I talked to Farhat Adil Saab and Sohail Bashir Saab. They told me, no, we have committed our vote to somebody, and I casted that vote out there. So, and we were given proxy by Azerbaijan also. So the Pakistan's delegation was there. So the strengths of Pakistan Engineering Council, the strengths of IP, because the international connectivity of IP is much stronger and has a historical background. So that must be utilized, in the partnerships abroad. This morning, I was in one of the engineering universities of Karachi giving away through the Prime Minister program laptops to some 50 odd, engineers, recent graduates, students. There was a representative of HEC also there. So, through these partnerships, through this encouragement, when about a month back, we were there in Quetta. We have to take everybody on board. We have to grow simultaneously. Pakistan is a federation. Of course, we have a lot of activities in Karachi. All the 5-star hotels are busy. Islamabad, Lahore. But, last 2 years, we had our governing body of the Pakistan Engineering Council meeting and the annual general meeting. Last time we had it in Peshawar. This year, in September, we had it in Quetta. So, we were requested, in Pakistan Engineering Council has given away. I was asking, Sohail Bashir was a brave person who committed, and I would definitely love to honor that, the governor had requested that we give away laptops out there. So I assure you, then in everything that we do, Pakistan Engineering Council wants to work towards the cause. The main one cause that we need all of us together. There's some seniors sitting, young engineers sitting in the rear seats, is the recognition, the relevance of the engineers, has to increase in this country. Their involvement in the decision-making process in Islamabad, in the capital cities of the province, particularly in policy matters, needs to be increased. The role of scientists, engineers have to increase. So at home, locally in this country, what we have missed out on, that, if you look at all our problems, and if you'll analyze, Amir Saab, they're all engineering problems, and all of them have engineering solutions. Whether you talk, our friends in their presentation talked about food security, purely engineering problem. We couldn't manage our water well. We couldn't do our statistical homework right about the grains. Now we are short of dollars. We are short of revenues in terms of US dollars. We have to ensure that our food grains, the food products, the food security, so that we don't have to spend a single dollar to buy food grains. And we have to grow them in our land and in the areas which are very fertile, and we have to utilize our resources out there. Of course, manufacturing, again, a challenge. Civil engineering will go till the end of the world. Mechanical engineering will go till the end of the world. Because whenever people will have money, they would like to build huge farmhouses, palaces, buildings, large offices, infrastructures. So civil engineering will be there, but we have to go for the emerging technologies also. Artificial intelligence, robotics, blockchain. I mean, whatever is coming our way, our youngsters, our youths have to go through that frogging, because we've lost so much time in history. We can't now creep our way up. We have to keep jumping, frogging, frog hopping to reach the destination. And that should be the approach. We build partnerships with the Pakistan Academy of Engineering, where the fellows are only PhDs. I keep encouraging PhDs out here to be part of it. We've given them a lot of studies for that matter, and where we are acting as a think tank for the federal government, we have energy crisis. Only the energy experts or the people who have specialization in the area of energy, about the energy mix, about all, about what should be the energy mix. How can we bring the cost of electricity in this country, the cost of energy down in this country, hydel, solar, wind, whatever, coal for that matter. So Pakistan Academy of Engineering is helping us. Like I already told you about Washington's Accord, and I keep, whenever the youth bulge that you talked about, I mean, maybe we can use that as a force, as a power, by training our youth into software development, into areas of vocational trainings and all. From the past, the lessons have to be learned. When I was growing up, Japan was, everything was made in Japan, made in Japan. The rich people could afford made in Germany, made in UK. And then China took over. And now everything that you see around is made in China, made in China. Even the stapler pin on your table would be made in China. We have to change that. Our engineers, and particularly the younger engineers, can use this opportunity at this point in time when the country does not have US dollars. Now, no, we can't afford the luxury of importing everything like the past. So, that this should be used as an opportunity also. And I'm sure that our academia is also doing it, that among the engineers, while they are very focused, they're trained, and they in their specialized areas, the soft skills have to be developed today. They have to be more articulate. Like I'm very impressed the way our friend delivered whatever his presentation, Amirul Islam Sahab. So you have to be, or you can have whatever over here. Khazana, you can have a treasure out here. But if you don't have the key, it would be buried there. So articulation, soft skills, communication skills, presentation skills. And today it's a competitive world. It's a commercial world. So I'm sure through the curriculum also, I mean, some mix, I was talking to the HEC, I keep talking to your vice chancellors, that maybe some mix of your core areas, and then, in your minor areas, you need to understand the financials also. You may have an excellent plan, an excellent design, an excellent process, but at the end of the day, how much that's costing you. So financial understanding of financials, cost accounting. You should be able to defend your project or your product or your idea on financial grounds also, because otherwise somebody sitting on that table or in that hall would shoot down that idea because it's not financially viable. So engineers, through their soft skills, of course, have to, have to know more. It's more of a 360-degree world. When you're growing, I mean, starting your career, maybe you're focused on engineering. But as you come to a middle order management or an upper management, you need to have a holistic approach towards things, and the responsibility. This morning, I acknowledge with a younger group of engineers that my generation failed, unfortunately, because we were underdeveloped out there. We couldn't, all the goals, the sustainable goals that we are talking about, we were unable to achieve. We must admit that. But for the younger boys and girls out there, engineers and scientists out there, it's a challenge, because when you become senior 20 years later, 15 years later, 25 years later, and when you will be sitting on these front desk seats or sitting on the stage, this country has to change. We can't afford to stay underdeveloped and part of the third world forever. So that's the challenge, to be born in the third world. And I hope and I pray for you that you guys will take the challenge, and your alma mater will prepare you accordingly. Thank you very much for inviting me. And Dr. Saroj, thank you. Farat Adil Saab, thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for your elaborate thoughts and kind prayers. Now, I would like to request Engineer Suhail Bashir Saab, Chairman IP Karachi Center, Engineer Professor Dr. Sarosh Hashmat Lodi, Vice Chancellor, NED University, Engineer Professor Dr. Abdul Jabbar Sangi, Co-Convener 13th ICEC 2023, Engineer Mohammad Farooq Arbi, Secretary IP Karachi Center, Engineer Farhat Adil Saab, President President IEP, and Engineer Ayaz Mirza, Vice President IEP Karachi Center. Okay. Sir Arif Qasim, Vice President Civil. Al Kazim Mansoor, Vice Chairman Civil. To present the IEP mementos to the chief guest and our keynote speaker, I would like to invite Mohammad Najib Haroon, Chairman PC, to please come over, sir, and receive your memento. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Engineer Amirul Islam, our keynote speaker for today. Sir, please, you are requested to please come over and receive your memento. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you, all of you, for joining here. Please, sir, have you? No, sir, Farooq Karbi. Now, ladies and gentlemen, Farooq Karbi, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, now Mr. Engineer Mohammad Farooq Karbi, Secretary IP Karachi Center, would pay vote of thanks to all of you for joining us today in this inaugural session. We'll take a few minutes and then we'll go for refreshments. So please.
Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen wa salatu wassalamu ala khatamul anbiya wal mursaleen. Engineer Mohammad Najib Harun Sahab, Chairman, Pakistan Engineering Council. Engineer Amirul Islam, President and CEO, Jersey Precast and Affiliates USA, our keynote speaker this evening. I thank you, sir, for coming all the way from New Jersey. Mr. Mehmet, Director and CM Professor, School of Construction and Design, and our another keynote speaker I thank you, sir, for joining us in the early hours of Friday morning. Engineer Farhat Adil, President, IEP Karachi Center, our friends from Lahore, Engineer Masood Ali Khan Saab, Chairman, Lahore Center, Engineer Afzal Goraya Saab, Secretary, IEP Lahore Center, distinguished guests, faculty members, Dr. Sarosh Hashmat Lodi Saab, Vice Chancellor, NED University, participants, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum. We are running already too late. So I'll thank each and every one of you for being here and gracing this occasion. And I thank you all, especially the organizing committee who take out the time and pain. I especially thank Engineer Sangi Saab, who being in tremendous tension, kept collaborating with the organizing committee. I thank you, sir. And I pray for your mother. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless her in the highest place in Jannatul Firdaus. Thank you very much. I especially thank the staff members of IEP Karachi Center for spending late hours to organize this. Thank you very much. Pakistan Zindabad.
Thank you so much, sir. And I would like to thank all of you for being here and making it a successful event. and your participation also for your patient hearing. Now let's move forward for what you have been waiting for. So, so formally we'll conclude the inaugural session here today till the next technical session, which is tomorrow. Thank you so very much. Very good evening. Please join us for refreshments in N1 and N2 right outside. Thank you. Yeah, you can join us. You are more than welcome to join us tomorrow at 9 for breakfast if you like halwa puri.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.